Okay, here. Hello, wrestling fans of the world. I'm Skylar Mars, and this is the MarsTV podcast. We're having some technical difficulties trying to get to our next guest. I mean, he does a lot of traveling, so to speak. So if you gatekeepers out there just want to, give me a minute trying to reach through the universes and pick up my man, Chadd Hawkley. Chadd, are you here with us?
You're on the phone, Chadd.
One more time.
Hello, Skylar.
Oh, okay. There we go. We got it. All right, then. Chadd Hawkley, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine. The week could be going on better. And, before we continue on, Skylar, there's two things I definitely would like to address. I'd like for us to take a moment of silence for two fallen brethren. The first one is ECW original Balls Mahoney, a man I looked up to, and the other one I know may have been a backyard wrestler, but I was proud to call him a friend. Ben Garza, otherwise known as Wicked J from Extreme Showdown Wrestling. He tragically died the same day as Balls Mahoney in a very god-awful accident. So if we could take a moment of silence for those two.
Of course.
It'd be much appreciated. Rest in peace, brothers.
Rest in peace, brothers.
Other than that, everything's been going good. The universes are, they're dim, but they're lit up, and we got a show coming up on the 23rd of April at the VFW Catalina Post 4903 in that place in reality, that Tucson, Arizona place. That's what you call it. I know it's where I'm going to be meeting up with my good tag partner, Dr. Artemis J. Cobblepot.
And that was one thing I actually wanted to ask you. How did you end up being in a tag team with Cobblepot? I mean, it almost seems like destiny that you two would come together, considering the type of people that you are. But how did it go down?
Well, I'm going to give you a little history there, Skylar, before I saw you in attendance. I remember Dr. Cobblepot turned up at the Tank of Verde swap meet one night and auditioned with the Evil League of Evil, and I had issues with the Evil League of Evil. I still do, because they bullied me since their inception. Back when Rave Michaels Martel, was a part of HIW, and they attacked at Night Action Awesome Army Tag Team, and I came out to help. Then I see Dr. Cobblepot auditioning, and then eventually they started turning on him. They were bullying him. I don't like bullies. So I came out to help him because he was just trying to make his way, make his name in HIW. And then Chris Sindel and Matthew Blaze, they kept attacking him. And then they kicked him out of the league, and we're going to try and hit that finisher of theirs. So I came out and helped him, and I ran him off. And then I took a shine to him, and he started seeing we were on the same level, especially when he found out I travel universes. He travels dimensions. Only a slight difference in what we do. But we had that understanding. I even wrestled him, actually. I got the better of him. I beat him. But there was a mutual respect after that match. And then when the league kicked him out again, they beat us both up at the Tank of Verde swap meet months ago. We got our payback at the VFW. And he asked me to be his tag partner. I'm more than happy to oblige. And that's how Team Weird Science was formed.
Team Weird Science.
Interesting guy. He's the best tag partner I could ever ask for.
Team Weird Science. I saw what I believe was your first tag match. I could be wrong. I'm kind of just getting back into the swing of things as far as HIW is concerned. I saw you guys at the VFW Hall just last month take on the Carnivores of Chaos and Evil League of Evil in a triple threat tag match and come out with the win. Am I correct in saying that was the first time Weird Science was together as a unit?
We were together as a unit shortly at the Tank of Verde swap meet first. We didn't lose, but Daniel Loya got pinned by El Amaladora in that match because I'm not quite sure what happened there. We got distracted by the league, and Amaladora got the pin. But that was our first time as a unit at the VFW, yes. As far as I know, we got the win. I wish I knew how, but no way's been able to fill myself with a good doctor in.
And I understand that, as a universe traveler, you've met these people, the travelers. How did you come upon? How did you come upon these travelers?
Well, actually, the funny story behind all that is, once upon a time, I was from reality, a place called Hayward, California, and then, and through certain things that happened in wrestling, I donned tie-dye, and I was brought out of reality, and I was taught about universal traveling, and then I started out as the tie-dye traveler of the universes. And then I passed that title on to somebody else as I moved on, and I was promoted to the Master Traveler of Universes. And I got to see things that you can only imagine, places you can only dream of being, and some places you don't ever want to be. And then I lost contact with them through my travels. And then a year ago at the Midtown Bar and Grill, Wrestling the Yeti, of all people, as a matter of fact, he threw me on my head and reopened communication between me and the other universes. And thus came 4 travelers, were tie-dye, polka dot, stripes, and plaid. The Carnivores of Chaos retired stripes and plaid. They quit wrestling. But tie-dye and polka dot have stuck around. But they've always been around with me. I've always had communication, but now they come into reality too. I don't know why you people say they're not there. They're here. They've been with me. The good doctor can see them. Dr. Cowbell sees them. They've helped me out. You can see some videos. They've helped me out in a few matches. Don't know what hey, no, my interview. You two be quiet.
Personally, I believe you. I mean, a lot of people don't believe that I'm not from this planet. I remember one day I woke up in Roswell, New Mexico, and some mention of Area 51, a little of that, it gets blurry, but, I mean, I've seen some weird things, I get it. You have to be right on this one. I mean, a man known as the Enterprise told me a story that the Travelers once helped you suplex a man that you shouldn't be able to suplex. Am I correct in this story?
Oh, yeah, I still lost in that match, but the Travelers have indeed helped me. They did help me come in, and I'm not going to mention the names right now because I don't need that guy coming after me. If that demon can get into the universes, he's done it. But they did indeed come in, and the 3 of us together have combined the universal powers, and we threw that man over my head and gave him a German suplex. We actually have a couple moves that they do. When I throw an opponent into the corner, I drop kick them in. They'll come in, we call it the universal slingshot. They bring me back and slingshot me into them with a crossbody or with a running stomps on their head. We also have the power of 1, where they'll come in, the 3 of us together will punch an opponent and put them down. I've put Tyrone Cabron down with that. I put Chris Sindel down with that. They haven't tried on Matthew Blaze yet. They're a little bit afraid of the villain. And I don't know why. Now, I'm not asking you two to answer. You two be quiet. My interview. You have a date with the doctor. Go. Sorry about that. They're being very rude.
Oh, completely understandable. I can understand that they're your guests at all times, basically. But
only when I allow it.
Speaking of Matthew Blaze and Chris Sendell, the Evil League of Evil, you are fighting them in a Fans Bring the Weapons match next Saturday.
No.
No?
I'm not in the Fans Bring the Weapons match, no.
That was a different match? Am I getting this mixed up?
Nutrition match.
I apologize for that. Like I said, I'm just getting back into the swing of things. Now...
You're confusing me with your last guest.
Yes, again, I apologize.
That's fine, but yes, I will be in the attrition match. Team Weird Science will be in the attrition match. Us teamed up with the Carnivores of Chaos. I can't say I'm all too trusting on that.
Now, I understood that part. I remember that you were going to be teamed with the Carnivores of Chaos, and I was going to bring that up and ask. I mean, What do you believe about the Carnivores of Chaos? They're just very big men. They wear face paint, and what could be going on with them? They're almost mysterious in that sense.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to delve too much into it, but let's just say there's a long history between myself and the Yeti. There's a long history there, so I'm not too entirely trusting. I've never known what's going on in the Yeti's head. And as for Monster Mayhem, well, he marches to the beat of his own drum, a very big drum probably, but he definitely marches to the beat of his own drum. Those two, I'm going to be definitely watching my back, but if they say they have my back, I don't know, the doctor and we're going to have to trust that one, since they are taking on, they are our best assets right now, because they've been a part of the Evil League of Evil. They know Ogre. They used to team with Ogre as creature feature. So they're our best assets because they know how the league works. They know how the league thinks. It's the fourth guy I'm worried about, because I go back with Sindel and Matthew Blaze as well. I've had several encounters with the villain and the fiend, or whatever they go by this month. That's where I'm helpful to Team Weird Science. The good doctor has an idea, but I have a history with these guys. I've studied them, and I'm helping the good doctor come up with a theory for us to be able to, and make some other equations to get the better of the Evil League of Evil. That's the fourth guy. Could be anybody. That's the man I worry about.
The X Factor.
It could be somebody I've never been in the ring with before. Maybe somebody I know very well.
Are you the sciencey type yourself?
Not really. I leave all that to the doctor. Me, I know universes, and I have an understanding of reality. I'm more of an observer than anything else. Really, the doctor's taught me some good stuff. He's trying to teach me about science, and I'm trying to teach him about what I do. If he doesn't quite believe what I do, and I don't quite believe what he does, but it's always good to have a little bit indifference with your tag partner. Makes conversations really interesting. And
Excuse
the
me.
universe is lit up at the sound of the attrition match, and they dimmed a little bit.
What kind of things cause the universes to light up and dim?
Well, mostly universes light up when there's news of good things going on in wrestling, and the fact I represent every universe around, and I have two other representatives of two other completely different universes. When big announcements like an attrition match or a possibility of a good match happens, the universes light up in excitement because all those other universes get excited. And news like the death of Balls Mahoney and Wicked J make the universes dim. Sad news makes the universes dim. Even the dark universe that love the sad news don't like hearing that the Master Traveler is sad. Because part of my job, what I do when I travel those universes, even the dark and dim ones, I bring some light, some positivity when I come to them because I teach them new things. Death in any universe is a sad, sad thing that's never celebrated. Their life might be celebrated, but their death is not. Sometimes the news I've lost a big match dims them slightly, but mostly news of death will dim them. Because to quote a good movie, the night is darkest before the dawn.
To continue that quote, the dawn is coming.
Oh, definitely, because if we do this right, Team Weird Science will come out victorious over the Evil League of Evil and move on, because after this, our sights are set on the tag team titles currently held by the whoever they are, the Church of Havoc, Unholy Alliance, whatever they're calling themselves now.
Do you have any worries about Church of Havoc?
Only that Mac Havoc is as unpredictable as they come, because he can strike right out of nowhere. he's technical, but he also flies. It's a dangerous combination because he could come right off the top rope and turn around and lock me in a hold like that. Or the good doctor. A man like that you can't figure out, and you just have to stay on your toes. The slightest distraction, he'll get the better of you, especially with Tyrone Cabron. Believe me, I've been watching them two from afar. I even got these two here trying to help me out. By studying his matches, and also taking me back to the Dr. Cobblepot. But we're not worried about the Church of Havoc right now. Our worry is that attrition match, and who's going to be the fourth man for the Evil League of Evil. Because we'll be at a disadvantage the entire match.
Let's take a few steps back. Maybe hit the rewind button for a second. How long have you been traveling and been wrestling and been doing things like this?
I've been an active wrestler for 6 years now. I've been traveling the universes. Well, if I told you how long I've really been traveling them, it would blow your mind. But in the years of reality, since reality hit 2012, is how long I've been traveling universes in the years of reality. In the universal years, I'm not going to state that because the people of reality aren't ready to hear it.
Fair.
You and I will discuss that at another time.
As a person from maybe not another universe, but from another world, I feel like I might have a better chance at maybe just getting a glimpse into some of the understanding of the things that go on in the universes, but that's another conversation for another time.
Very much that is, no. But because I've been in the universe where I know you're from, in the mathematics of Zeta Reticuli, you take the 6xy times it by the square root of 42, and that's how long I've been traveling the universes.
Wow. That's a lot of math.
I'm in the Zeta Reticuli. That's a very good universe. But that's not what we're talking about.
No. What I wanted to ask you about, the reason I brought about your 6 years of travel is you mentioned them. I've seen you mention on Facebook that there are some places you'd like to travel to in your future. I wanted to ask, do you have any hopes for what the universes could bring you as far as the future?
Oh, I have plenty of them. Whether it's myself or whether it's with the good doctor, I would really like. Are you talking about like what could be in the yonder wrestling wise? I definitely love to take part in Chikara in the King of Trios tournament. Because I've watched Chikara and I love Chikara. That's a place where I believe myself and the good doctor belong. In a place like Chikara in the King of Trios tournament, taking on the likes of Colt Cabana and the Colony and Ultramantis Black and Jigsaw, guys like them. I hate the name drop here, but those are guys that I love for myself and Dr. Cobblepot to face. And even Ring of Honor would be a great place for me. But Lucha Underground's where it's at right now.
I've been looking at Lucha Underground myself, but as a man who's just barely coming to understand what it means to be a wrestler, that's actually another question I wanted to ask you. What tips do you have for someone who wishes to walk a mile in your footsteps to become a wrestler? You've been doing this for at least 6 years. There's got to be some knowledge you'd like to drop on the younger generation.
No, I've been an active wrestler for 6 years. I've been around the business for a lot longer than that. I got an understanding of it long before I got into it. Though some people may disagree, but that's a discussion for another time.
Understandable.
For anyone out there looking to step in, first thing you got to do is clear your mind of what you think you know. You don't come in thinking you know everything. You don't come in thinking you know anything. You forget all that. You leave it at the door. When you come in, and this from anything we teach you, even if you know it, don't say I know how to do it. Because your actions speak louder than your words, and your attitude is everything. You come in with a good attitude, you come in willing to learn. You leave your drama at the door. Some days are harder than others. I understand. But if it's gonna be that bad, then you take that day off and you come back with your mind clear. You come willing to learn, willing to pay your dues. And always remember, you never ever stop learning. You ask to do something, you do it. That's the best advice I can always give. Always be willing to learn, be willing to listen, and do what you're told. And be willing to learn everything, not just. And when I say everything, I don't just mean every move, every spot, and the jargon that they like to use. I mean, you be willing to learn every job. Be willing to learn every job that they have, because something may happen. You may not be able to wrestle. Or being a wrestler may not be for you. You gotta be willing to learn everything. Because the more you know, the bigger asset you can be going somewhere else.
Now, another thing, I usually have written sentiments about questions I'd like to ask my different guests on this show. The next thing I had written on here is, you are in yourself a bit of a mysterious person. Let's say you're taking a break from traveling, what are some things you'd like to do? Some hobbies, your tastes. I'd like to get to know Chadd Hawkley a little better.
Are you talking about when I go into disguise and I hide out in reality for a while?
A little bit, yeah. Give us what you think us non-travelers could understand.
Other than visiting places that I've never really been, and wrestling, obviously. Some things I like to do when I hide out in reality. I like to check out the local music scene. See what these things you guys call flicks. See what the newest flick is that's playing. Or movies as you guys tend to call them, I think. I like to see movies, check out the local music scene, because music, believe it or not, is universal. Oh my goodness. The music I have heard. I'm also a fan of being in the theater. And as a matter of fact, I've recently been cast in a film.
Really?
Called a student film.
A student film.
So I like to delve a little bit in acting, and I also like to check out the newest fashion, the newest style. See what might remind me of my favorite universe. As a matter of fact, I'm quite fond of what you call the steampunk style.
The steampunk style.
The steampunk style. Reminds me of one of my favorite universes, where everything is so simple, and I also like to play. I like to play those video games. Those things are so much fun. Because I like to learn. That's what universal traveling is all about: is learning and having fun. And video games are fun.
What kind of games?
Other than the wrestling games, I'm a fan of that Creed Assassin.
Ooh.
Or the Assassin's Creed.
I don't know, that first one might have been right, but I'm not entirely familiar with that one.
Yeah, thank you, Polka Dot. Yes, Assassin's Creed. That's always a fun one. I enjoy playing that, because the character is just so mysterious. A lot of the shoot 'em up games and the older consoles that Smash Brothers and Mario go-karting. And then I also like lifting weights, being in the gym. That's always fun. Nice to just take out the frustration lifting weights up over your head. It may not look like it, but I actually frequent the gym. I come to Reality regularly to work out. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to be bothered. I don't like being bothered while I'm working out. It's like bothering me while I'm eating. Don't do it.
Everyone keep in mind, don't do it.
Those are just some of the things I like to do when I'm hiding out in reality. I do have friends that I go see. I'm not gonna tell you where, but I have friends in reality that I do go see. I'm never one to not say hello to a fan. I want to say hello. Just if I'm at the gym or I'm eating, wait till I'm done. You can say hi and not say hello, but don't be asking me for autographs while I'm lifting weights or while I'm eating.
Now, I wanted to ask you about the gatekeepers, the people who believe in your travels. I wanted to ask you how you feel the connection, like what it's like when they are chanting your name, what it's like when you are in that spotlight, what it's like when the gatekeepers are fully behind you. What is that feeling like?
It's really hard to put that into words. It feels like an energy. And before you ask, I'm sure you have the question: why do I call them gatekeepers? Because for every person in reality that is a gatekeeper, their eyes and their minds are open to further possibilities. They don't just go with the flow and do what everybody else does. They think for themselves. I used to call them free thinkers, but then I discovered just how insulting that really is. Because for every person in reality whose eyes and mind are open, they can open a gateway to a whole other universe, one I may not have discovered yet, or one they may not realize that they have a connection to. And the energy, it feels like the energy from every universe, one that I have not even been to, I may not know exist. The energy from those universes opens up and just flows within me. And it feels like seeing the light over the hill in the next dawn, seeing that silver lining. And it re-energized me, no matter how exhausted I beat down or how hopeless it may look. All that negativity flows away, and then it's almost as if it's right there, and I'm about to just open the doors to that new discovery. That's how it feels. For you, it would be like taking off in your ship and going home.
Until I get the thing fixed, we'll have to maybe figure out that feeling myself. But speaking of that feeling, once again to bring us back to the next HIW show taking place at the VF Fall this Saturday the 23rd coming up. I want to wish you good luck in your attrition match. I hope the best that you can find a strategy for this X Factor, this mystery member that Evil League of Evil is going to try to hurt you with. And I wish you good luck that the Carnivores of Chaos may be taking an off day from their own evils to try and get the victory with you.
Well, definitely, that's all we can really do. I want to thank you for that. Again, the good doctor and I, you guys, everybody should be hearing from us soon, because I'm due to meet up with him pretty soon and see what we can figure out, what theories, what equations and what else he might have come up with. And all we can say for the Carnivores of Chaos is they have their own strategy. We'll leave them to it. I just pray that they'll work with us. I'm staying confident they will. I see good things happening for us after this match. I'm going to do everything I can for you and for the gatekeepers for a victory on behalf of Team Weird Science, because it's not just about me anymore. It's about me and Dr. Cobblepot. and what's going to happen with us. Because win or lose. Now, win or lose, it's not just about us anymore. But we're going to keep on moving forward and into the next coming days, in the next timeline, a new era, if you will.
New era. Well, once again, good luck. Thank you for coming on the show. By the way, I've kind of I have referred to the good doctor in my off time, and kind of just by pure coincidence, I never heard you call him that before. I've been referring to him as the good doctor, or just Doc. I thought that was funny. Just by pure coincidence.
He may be a weird guy, but Dr. Artemis B. Cobblepot is a brilliant and a really great man. He really is a really good doctor, and like I said, the best tag team partner anyone could ever ask for. I hope to see him on the show sometime.
I
hear what he has to say.
I may just be able to make that happen, and who knows, maybe I could let him have a go at my ship. But again, until that time, this has been MarsTV. If you are living in the Tucson area, or you're coming in from out of town, please go and check out this next HIW show. I will put the posters as the image for this video. I will be putting links in the description to all the Facebook pages, because I love HIW. Chadd Hawkley really loves HIW. He's actually working for them, which is really cool. I hope to maybe someday in the future see you there.
Definitely, and I will say HIW is my home. It's been my home since I first started wrestling, and it's always been where I go. And before we go here, just you can find me on Facebook, ChaddHawkley. You can like my page, the Chadd Hawkley page, which is run by one of the other travelers. And don't forget to hit up and give a like to Dr. Cobblepot. That's COBBLEPOT. That's it. He has a page. You go give that a like, and give the Team Weird Science page a like, and follow us there on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, but I never use it.
All right. This has been MarsTV, and we will see you guys soon enough.